Something shitty just happened in the audiobook that I was listening to. How dare that happen right before I have to film a video? Please excuse my greasy hair. I'm sorry. Hey guys, my name is Victoria, welcome back to my channel. I am filming a books or English books for beginners video today due to some requests I got from you guys. The majority of the people that are subscribed to my channel are German. I got the question of, hey, I don't really know where to start with English books because I want to improve my English, but some English books are really hard to understand. Can you suggest me some? And I said, I got you. Now to the people that are completely clueless and have no idea why I'm doing such a video, I am German, but I do all my content in English because English is the language I can be more creative in and also express myself much better than in German. Okay, let's get started. I have a list of a couple of books that I want to present to you guys that I, in my opinion, find really good for people who want to start getting into English literature. I read the first big English book myself in 2016 when I was 14 years old, but I think I started with fan fiction, and fan fiction is usually really easy to read, so if you're interested in fan fiction, if you're reading German fan fiction, why not start with English fan fiction, because that's actually quite good. The best site for that is Archive of Our Own, as always. So let's dive right in. We're gonna start with some basics, books that everyone has heard of, I believe, and I believe a lot of people have read. So if you are a consistent book reader and have read lots of popular series, then you might think about rereading them. If you really liked, for example, Harry Potter, The Hunger Games, The Maze Runner, Percy Jackson, those are all books targeted towards young adults, a younger audience, and most of the time have very easy writing. And if you reread a series or if you watch the movies or anything, you know the story, so it's not bad if you can understand some words. So I would always recommend start with a book that you maybe have loved for a couple of years and have interest in reading in English. That's especially good for your vocabulary, by the way. I have done the same with books, but before that I've done that with movies because I then knew what they were going to say, and then I was able to improve my vocabulary. So that's great. And that's pretty easy as well. Let's get into more specific books, because I found that going through the list of all the books that I've read recently, I saw that a lot of contemporary novels are very easy to understand. I have one author that I want to recommend you guys who's writing a variety of books, and that author is Alice Oseman. She's the author of the graphic novel Heartstopper, and I read the first book and I really liked it, and there's a Netflix show coming. I'm so excited. I have no idea when, but they're done with filming and I can't wait. I'm so excited. Anyway, graphic novels are a very great way to start. I don't know a lot, but if you take a little bit of time to research, you might find a lot that you were able to understand, because graphic novels are very easy to browse through and very easy to understand most of the time. And Heartstopper is just really, really charming. It's about two boys who fall in love and it's great. I have read Loveless by her and I do want to read all her other books. Other ones are Solitaire, I Was Born for This, Nick and Charlie, which is basically a sequel novel or novel to the graphic novel, and This Winter, which is I think also about Nick and Charlie. I can only recommend you her books. Her writing style is really easy to understand and it deals with our daily problems or daily issues and daily life basically, and I really liked it. One specific novel that is not all about being teenagers is Maybe One Day by Debbie Johnson. I listened to this when did I listen to this? I think in March or in April. I think in April. And I really liked it because it's about a woman whose mother has recently died and she's grieving her, and then when she cleans out the attic of her mom's house, or of her old house, she finds a box with a bunch of letters from her old love, or from her true love basically, and then she goes on the journey of wanting to find him again, because they've fallen out a couple of years before, but it was really complicated and a lot of things weren't cleared up and a lot of things were not discussed, so many questions in both of these people's heads. I really liked going on this journey with her and it was really easy to understand. I liked all the people that were with the character. I forgot her name though. Let me see. Jess. And she wants to find her lost love, Joe. And she doesn't even know if he's still alive. She doesn't even know where he exactly is. It's a great novel about love, friendship, and also mistrust, misinformation, miscommunication. Again, very easy to understand in my opinion. I have two others that are targeted towards young adults. One of them is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Elias Sands. I have no idea how you say his name. I'm so sorry. Ari and Dante basically become friends in one summer and then spend almost an entire year together. And maybe there's even something more. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's really charming. The writing is beautiful, and I highly recommend you this one because sometimes when you start reading a different language, you might find books that are not really boring, but the writing style is not really great, or it's very trivial and not really important to the story. But the writing of this book is really, really pretty, and I don't think just because you start reading in another language, the writing has to be poor. So, a very fast-paced book that is just really, really lovable, with lovable people in it. The next one deals with mental health issues, and I do want to mention that, which is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I read this last year. The only thing I can really remember is that it was really easy to understand and that the topics that were discussed were not really basic, and not every book talks about this, which I really liked. And it's basically about the girl, Asa Holmes, who gets trapped in her own thoughts. It's kind of like a whirlwind. Once she starts thinking, she can't stop, and that makes her life pretty complicated. It's something that I was able to relate to as well. And I think a lot of people will be able to relate to this because I barely know any people who do not overthink. So I'm gonna give you the quick summary. It all begins with a fugitive billionaire and the promise of a cash reward. Turtles All the Way Down is about lifelong friendship, the intimacy of an unexpected reunion, but at its heart is Asa Holmes, a young woman navigating daily existence within the ever-tightening spiral of her own thoughts. In his long-awaited return, John Green shares Asa's story with shattering, unflinching clarity. I really like this novel because it has a different focus. The certain theme of romance and the love is not the most important thing. And I feel like all the characters, especially Asa, are very strong. I have 2 more books that are targeted towards an older audience, so they're not young adult. One of them is Red, White, and Royal Blue. I think a book a lot of people have heard of by Casey McKiston. And it answers the question, what happens when the first son, so the son of the President of the United States, falls in love with the Prince of Wales. It's a really fun romance with controversy and drama, very dramatic. A lot of things are very dramatic, but it's so nice. It's really good. It's a good romantic queer novel, and it's really easy to understand as well. Good story, good characters, funny as hell. I loved the book, it was so funny. And a lot of queer and people of color representation, so what else could you want? The last book is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I did put this in here because I believe that you don't have to understand every single word in a book in order to understand it. And remembering the book that I read 3 months ago, I should be able to tell you that, in my opinion, it was easy to understand. It is so fast-paced because this book by Taylor Jenkins Reid made me an absolute fan of her writing, and I can't wait to get my hands on Malibu Rising. I'm so excited to read more of her books because she's able to tell a story in such a fascinating and gripping way. If you want a more in-depth review, it's in my May wrap-up, but it's about a journalist who gets an offer to interview Hollywood icon, Hollywood legend Evelyn Hugo for a magazine that she works at. But it turns out when our protagonist, I think her name is Monique, I hope I'm not wrong here, arrives, and Evelyn tells her, I don't want an article. I'm not here to do a feature. I want you to write my biography, and I want you to publish it after I die. And Evelyn tells Monique and us and the readers about her life in the 60s and how she became famous and what people she met, and also why she was married 7 times and where all the scandal surrounded her in her entire life. And it's so good. I would recommend that to everyone, not only people who want to start getting into English literature. I can't wait to read it again. I do want to read it again sometime because it was really, really great. For all my classic lovers, I do have one book, and I talked about it in my last video, I think. I don't know when all my videos are coming out. I'm producing so many videos currently. And it's The Cant of a Ghost by Oscar Wilde. Obviously, if you read Wilde, if you read any very popular, very famous authors from like the 19th and 20th century, you will realize that the language is a little bit more complicated. But this book is very short, and I bet you could read it over and over again. Do not Google every single word you don't understand, definitely not. And if you are a complete beginner, I would not recommend this, but if you read a couple of things and if you are able to understand English, I would recommend this if you want to experience beautiful writing and a fun story, because it's about a ghost who's haunting a mansion, and he's always made sure to throw the people out because he's like, nah, that's my house, so he spooks them away. But there's a new family. This family isn't making things easy for him, and it's ridiculous, it's funny, it's also sad, and I think a great way to start with classics as well. Okay, this was it. This was the video. I'm sorry that this was a little bit fast. I do have to hurry a little bit because I have to go out with the dogs and my camera is dying. I hope you liked it, and I hope this was a little bit helpful for other people who want to get into English literature and want to read more in English. At least for me, English is kind of like a little bit of everything. There are so many reasons why I'm in love with this language, and that's why I also make videos in English. Some of you have asked me if I will ever film a video in German. Probably not. If there's something that would be fitting, I will, but I don't think that's gonna be likely, at least not in the near future, because I do make my content in English and I like for everyone who is able to understand the language to understand it, and it's also the language that makes me much more confident. Okay, I hope you liked it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and comment down below what you would like to see next. If you have any suggestions, then please leave them down below for all the others to read, because I'm just one person and I have not read a lot of books in my life. I will continue to do so though. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet, and don't forget to click the little bell next to the subscription button to never miss an upload. I upload every single Thursday and Sunday, and I update you guys on everything on my Instagram. Here's also my poetry account if you want to follow me on there. I post again, and my Twitter. All the links to my social media are down below. Now I think this is it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye! I don't know. This was weird. I don't know why I said that. Ah! Great. What is the word? Why am I always doing that? I upload every... Who's writing a variety? Who's writing a variety? That's weird. Why am I doing this? I can't speak. Okay, I think I got it. Okay. Scene. We're done. Okay, bye guys. Love you.